There are certain people who think their emergency justifies you catching a criminal record. I just watched a guy try to influence a misdemeanor to 40 people at once. And when we said no, we called us bad friends. Like, this is the exact moment that a friendship becomes a liability. This dude is chewing us out in this group chat right now. People really think that just because you're in a friend group or on the same Discord server or your friends, like, bro, you think that your friends got to do stuff for you or you're entitled to their time or availability. This entitlement is crazy, and this is why I don't hang out with this dude. This is why I be ghosting him. We got a whole separate group chat where he's not in it for a reason. So check this out. Dude posted something in our group chat, right? It's 40 of us in here. This guy who PS is always asking for stuff and attention. He says, actually, where's my phone at? Hold on, I'm gonna read this word by word. I'm gonna read what exactly this guy said right here. All right, he says, look, he says, guys, I need some help. I have a car upstate in Buffalo that I bought that has no license plate and no insurance right now. And it's not registered because I'm waiting on its title, which I could receive in about 10 to 12 days. I need a place to keep it for the time being. I need to pick it up today, ASAP. I had the person I purchased it from keep it at a parking lot, but they are doing construction now. So I have to remove the car, and I'm not registering it because it will be an Uber taxi. So I have to wait till I get the title. Any help would be appreciated, friends. So I read this message, and I started dying of laughter. But I didn't post anything, right? I didn't reply to the group chat, right? Dude, okay. Some of you guys probably don't know the situation, the semantics here. Why did you buy a car in Buffalo, New York? That's like right by Toronto. You basically bought a car from Canada. Buffalo, New York is 6 hours away from us in upstate New York. That's 6 hours away from us. And there's a winter storm coming in like 12 hours. Furthermore, you want to drive a car with no license or insurance for 6 hours through New York, through all those tolls and everything? Like, within those 6 hours, a cop will pull you over. And when they see you have no license or insurance or the car isn't registered or anything of the sort, the car is going to get impounded. And you're going to be in the middle of nowhere on a cow farm in upstate New York, milking cows probably in the middle of a blizzard, asking for a ride from random truck drivers. And when the cops do impound the car, you're not going to get it out of the impound parking lot. Why? Because there's no license or registration. Like, bro, this is like the top 3 stupidest things I've ever read. Oh, and then you want to dump this car at one of our houses. Yeah. Just drop off this unregistered vehicle with no license, registration, nothing on the driveway, bro. No problem. This guy, man. And you know how he mentioned getting he got this car for it to be an Uber vehicle, right? You do realize it's going to be very difficult. Rather, I think you're going to get disqualified because you got a conviction on your record for driving without insurance or an unregistered vehicle. So there you go. You just cost yourself a TLC license because you did something goofy like this. Oh, and I'm still going off. I'm not even going to tell about the part where he started chewing us out. Hold on here. I'm still going. Here's more issues about this. Remember, there's a winter storm coming in 12 hours here, right? It's like a blizzard about to happen here in New York, okay? All over New York, I think the whole East Coast. I think I may be incorrect about that. Yo, you driving a vehicle 6 hours upstate, and it snows there much worse, by the way. Upstate blizzards are crazy. If you get in an accident, considering the poor weather, yo, you don't got insurance. Who's going to pay for either medical bills or property damage? What's going to happen? What, you swerve off the road and you hit a sign? You're going to end up paying somebody for the rest of your life, man. You got no insurance, cuz. Like, what, you don't know what's going to, like, bro, you obviously, and listen, you do something like that, you obviously have to report it, right? You're not going to just hit and run because, that's another thing, but you got to report it. And here in New York, it's a misdemeanor to drive without insurance or registration. And when it's both, you're going to be handed a huge fine and very possibly points on your license. And you may just get your license revoked at this point. There goes your job, bro. You drive an Uber, there goes. You can't even drive anymore. Worst case, you go to jail over this. Let's start from the beginning here. Why did you buy a car in Buffalo? You live in Brooklyn. This guy, man, what is wrong with him? So anyway, as I said, I didn't reply to the chat, right? But other people in the group chat are. And they're like, yo, bro, just call your insurance agent. They could, oh, my phone, my bad. Hold on. Let's mute my phone here. Like he's still going. That's him right now. That's literally him right now. He's ranting in the group chat. Like, it's crazy. So anyway, like what was I saying, man? Okay, I was saying like we were saying to him. No, I don't say we, because I'm just reading the chat. They were saying in the group chat, call your insurance agent and they could give you temporary coverage. And he's like, nah, man, I don't want to have insurance on the car right now. Bro, you just, like, what the, you need insurance. You can't drive without, what, oh my goodness. Anyway, so someone else in the chat recommended getting it towed, which I actually think is the best option. It's not going to be cheap, obviously. You're towing a car from Buffalo to Brooklyn. That's, again, it's like a 6-hour drive in a winter storm. But it's the least dangerous option, and you won't get in trouble. You won't cost yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just put the money up. And this guy, man, he's throwing a fit about it. Nobody wants to do this for him, right? So he's like getting mad in the chat, talking about how we never help him or anything, and how he doesn't feel like we're being good friends. Dude, you are always asking for stuff. Always asking for stuff. There's always a problem, dude. Always, oh, please pray for me. Please this, that. Please, I need help with this, please. Bro, do you ever, like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you, man? And this is why nobody helps. Like, it's annoying. You always ask for stupid stuff. Stop being lazy and pay the tow truck driver. Second, okay, you maybe ask, maybe he doesn't have money to pay a tow truck. Then why buy a car? Why buy an addition? You already have a car, okay? And you've been using that for, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Like, second, here's the thing. Nobody wants to drop off some car that isn't registered or has a title under their name in their driveway, especially when they don't want to get that car insured immediately. So essentially, you're just going to let this car sit in someone's driveway. I don't understand why you didn't get insured immediately. Why did you buy a car and not, this is crazy, by the way. I don't know who buys a car and not gets the title immediately. What kind of shady did you steal the car? Did your friend steal the car? Whoever you bought it from. I don't even know who you bought it from. We don't even know the details, okay? Bro, why you buy a car, you hand over the title, okay? Like, you got to exchange the title of the car. If the police find out that you're driving around and you don't got the title, or the title isn't under your name or anything like that, they might think you're flipping the car without registering it to avoid taxes, which is illegal. They could just accuse you of that. They don't even need proof. They could accuse you of that. Well, they don't need proof. When I mean they don't need proof, you don't have proof of it otherwise. So they could just accuse you of that. Okay? Also, if you get pulled over again too, and the police have zero proof that this car is yours, they could think it's stolen or has an active unpaid loan. They could accuse you of that. You can't prove otherwise. This is like, dude, you want to drive 6 hours, man? And if the car gets impounded, guess what? You can't get it back. So you just lost your investment on this car. Now, this winter storm, for people who have driven a car before, you know how it is hopping into someone else's car or like getting in a car for the first time, right? You're unfamiliar with the tires, the mechanical issues, the brakes on the vehicle, right? So this is your first time with this car. You have no experience driving it, and you're going to drive it in a blizzard on the first day on a winter storm? Dude. But you're mad at us that nobody wants to finish the job for you once you do something highly illegal and dangerous. Okay? So let's say you get the tow truck driver. What the tow truck driver gonna do? Here in New York, in New York, I don't know if this is in every place in New York, but in most places in New York, as far as I'm concerned, you know that if you leave a car on like your driveway or on the street in front of your house or anything with no license plates or valid inspection sticker on it, you can literally get fined up to like $1,000 per day, bro. $1,000 per day. And if somebody passes by that car and says like, that car has no plates, the town or the part of the city that you live in can mark it as abandoned, and a tow truck driver can just like tow the vehicle without your consent. That's it. There goes the car, bro. Friends who do this are leeches. I'm gonna be for real. Friends who always feel like they're entitled to get mad at others for something they did. To us, it's like We got to take on their liability or risk for their problems or situations or behaviors. Friends can help each other out, sure. But people have the right to say no, because this is a legal risk and can be financially, this is a liability. Dude, I made a whole video about this recently too. We're allowed to tell you no. You did this. You did this. You bought this. Not us. You bought the car. Nobody told you to do that. Why did you do that? You did everything. This is 100% free will on you. You made every single decision here. Okay? And now you're in a bad situation that is just going to drag anyone else involved with you down, potentially in another bad situation. Hey, you know what's crazy? This is what I was thinking the whole time. Because again, you could hear when I was recording this, the guy's still on the phone yapping off. Bro, you'd actually probably find the solution if you were busy researching or calling the tow truck driver or finding somebody to do service for you, rather than yelling at us in the group chat. Oh my God. Imagine that. Imagine that. You could have done something else rather than complaining to us here and yelling at us. Tow the car and pay the daily parking lot fee, man, until you get the insurance and the license plate. Man, I recently had to get insurance for my car. I switched over to another insurance agency, right? I got my car insured within like 24 hours. Get it done, man. Just pay it. Look, and I just want to emphasize this one last time. This word friend, right? Or just because someone is in your social circle. This goes both ways, by the way. It doesn't mean you're entitled to favors. It doesn't mean others are entitled to do stuff for you. Friends are not babysitters. There's a big difference between a babysitter and a friend. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. I can't believe this. I still haven't replied to the chat. He's so mad that he's not even leaving long text messages anymore. He's like sending voice messages now. It's like, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you yell for like 2 minutes straight, every like 5-minute intervals, bro. Like, wait, what is this? He just raging to argue with people. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm out.